booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Let the booyah control your body. Everybody wild and crazy. Tell them it's a booyah party. Booyah summer. Everywhere we go is it. Hot rhythm under your feet. Jump up if you feeling it.
Yeah.
Living la vida loca. It's a booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime.
Tell them I send them the thing.
You in booyah summer, my brother?
Yep.
Boom.
It's summertime.
You can join us now, you know, and you just, you know,
you
can join us too, man.
I cloud the sky, the days are bright, turning up the Fahrenheit.
Because keep saying you can stay for just half an hour, so
the days are long,
still vibe.
always a party going on. Everybody enjoying a happy atmosphere. Booyah music blasting every day, everywhere. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer.
So you satisfied with the mix?
Yeah, man. We live, you know. We live, We live on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
Let me go with TJ.
Summertime and everybody outside again. Everywhere you go is booyah music playing. No, the rhythm hot like the sun. Ladies in bikini wanna have fun. Everybody raise your hands in the sky. I drink a lot of any. I know your boy will like. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Let the booyah control your body. Everybody wild and crazy. Tell them it's a booyah party. Booyah summer. Everywhere we go is it. Hot rhythm under your feet. Jump up if you feeling it. Living la vida loca. Living la vida loca. It's a booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah.
Yes, good evening everyone. Good evening, Conscious Wisdom Gregoire. Good evening. Happy Emancipation Day. Fran Hopkins, my friend. Good evening. How are you? This is Vibes In Tonight. I am your host, Donovan Fabian, aka DJ Donzai, and my co-host, DJ Kojak, aka DJ Classic.
Good evening.
Yes, tonight we will be talking to Earlson and for a short time Keith Goddard of WCK fame. We're waiting for them to join us. So again, thank you very much for being with us tonight. As you do every Monday night, we do appreciate your listenership and your support. So thank you very much. In the meantime, we bringing to you a new release. Brand new.
Good for you.
Booyah Summer, the hottest Booyah track right now. Brand new, dropping for you right now is Fetty Mac featuring Shasha. Bouillon Summer. Take a listen.
It's summertime.
It's hot.
Fetty Makila, give it to them. Temperatures high, I cloud the sky. The days are bright, turning
Alright.
up the Fahrenheit.
Got me? Greetings, greetings.
Keith.
Just lingers on.
Alright.
The days are long, always
What's happening, brother?
Not too bad.
Yeah, man.
Alright.
Well, so you know what? I know you can't be with us long, right?
Right. That's right.
So yeah, so we won't delay any further. So yes,
Okay.
good evening. We have been joined by the man himself, Keith Goddard of WCK fame. You know him. He needs no introduction. And again, I said my name is Donovan Fabian, aka DJ John co-host DJ Kojak, aka DJ Classic. This is Vibes In for another Monday, and we are very happy to bring to you for a little time, short about half an hour, the bass man of WCK from inception, Keith Goddard, a legend in his own right. Keith, good night and welcome to Vibes In.
Yeah, good night, Fabian.
Yes.
Yeah. let's see what justice I can do through your interview.
Yes. Well, we don't call it interview here. We call it Vibes In. You know.
Oh, Vibes In. Okay.
Vibes In.
Well,
You know, we just talk freely, openly.
Yeah.
We make our people comfortable. But of course, in the little time we have, we'll just discuss WCK, how it all started with you and Cornell, and a little more topics as we go along until you have to leave. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
so just tell us first of all, how did you get into music?
Well, I was born into music. Yeah, my mother, as maybe many people know, Mema Joseph.
Yes, I know. I work with her in the ministry. No. Yeah.
Right. So she was a musical educator. She studied music in Jamaica too. And, my grandfather, as well, was also a music educator, very involved in music. My uncle, Michael Joseph, also played in Liquor Dice as a keyboard player. My both aunts, Annie and Fresco Joseph, they sang with Swinging Stars for some years. And if you know Simeon Joseph, that's my uncle as well.
Yes.
And also involved
Yes.
in music.
Yes.
So I came from a musical family, so I had no choice.
Yeah, you're right. You had no choice.
I
If
was
you
born into music.
if you were not a musician, man, I would say something wrong with you.
Exactly.
Okay,
And
well.
then what happened is that I got to know Cornell at a very tender age because we were not living far apart. I was just up on hill in Montrose, and then he was low down in Bath Road.
Right.
And I think I first met him really in Convent Prep.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we just kind of got to know each other better, and got involved in. Well, they had a piano, and we had a piano as well. So the truth about it is that I was never a bass player. I was a keyboard player. So what happened is that we used to share whatever keyboard we get. So I would play on the bass end, and he would play on the upper part. Until his SMA days, that his brother Irvin actually got two keyboards, one for him, one for me. So I was using one to bass, he was using one to play like the upper parts and the different progressions and the rhythm and so.
Right.
And the drum, and there's a kind of built-in drum machine in those days, like an accompaniment kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes.
So that kind of grew, and that was around 1986, 85, 86, somewhere there about. And then we found out about this band, Burning Flames. We were introduced to them, I think, about 1986. And
How old were you? Were you then? At what age? 86.
I was about 16.
Okay, a teenager.
16.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got a little more interested in that kind of thing because you see the technology was changing from analog to digital, and it was very exciting because you were seeing like something new, like you could create as a one man or versus having an entire band. So that was kind of fascinating, and it's like Cornell told me once, if we can actually create like a sequence, like create music in that keyboard. So I said, really? So anyhow, it happened. But as the technology started advancing and whatnot and so on, we got more interested in that stuff. So it's like, we just build and build and build. And we started getting a little attention from school. And that grew into like friends around us and whatnot and so on. Then we ended up playing at school parties, end of school, house parties. A few people when they celebrated, like let's say their 21st birthday or whatnot and so on, we played for that. And there was a spot in town, well, it's popularly known as garage band.
Oh yes.
So the proprietor at the time, he was a good friend of ours, and almost like a fan. He became a fan following the band, and he was going to flight school at the time. So he used to have his friends coming down to join with him and whatnot and so on, just to line up and vibe it. And obviously he wanted to entertain them. So he used to invite us now, and we used to set up on his back step there in garage there, because it was like a garage, and we just became popular because they had friends from Antigua, from St. Lucia, the Dominican Passy itself. So we used to call them the Garage Passy. So from there, we got a request to play for the DBS Courtesy Song Contest, and that was in 1987, January 26, to be exact. So Wackers was also a friend of family, being in PAT, my mother and them involved in PAT and as well, all in Bully and everything. So Wackers was no stranger on us. So we brought Wackers in to play guitar, because we felt that we needed to full up this thing.
Right.
And that's how this whole thing started. So we played for that song contest, and we needed a name. So Franklin Moses at the time, he was the MC, and he said, listen, you guys, how am I going to introduce you all? So he said, Wackers, Cornell and Keith, WCK FM.
What was the FM for?
Franklin Moses. So we were introduced like that, WCK. And then Franklin, being numerous and whatnot and so on. And actually that competition, that contest was won by Freddie and his son, Tyron Nicholas.
Okay.
Nicholas.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was on January 26, 1987. And from there, the band formed WCK, Wackers, Cornell and Keith. And the rest is just history, where we are today. It was a journey.
Yeah, yes.
Many roads.
Yes.
Roads and inroads and
But very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. The way it came to existence.
Yeah.
And I think from my perspective, I think it was destined. It was destined.
I think so too. Because
I think it was destined.
I had other plans for myself.
I'm sure.
I'm Cornell too. I never saw myself being like a professional musician or even having to form a band.
Right.
But from school days, we were already making money.
I imagine. Yeah.
And being a teenager and starting to see, some form of reward. Obviously, it's going to encourage you to do more because, So this is what it is. And then my family actually encouraged me. And then, Cornell, same thing, especially with his two brothers, Ashton, me, soul rest in peace, and Irvin.
Yes.
So, as you maybe heard, that Ashton bought my first bass guitar.
Yeah.
It's not that I asked him for it, but it's like it was just like a surprise because I was using a keyboard to bass.
Right. So that's very interesting. So how did you know you could play the bass guitar? You play the keyboard is kind of different, right?
Okay, that's interesting too. Now what happened is that my mother had gone to Jamaica School of Music in 1982 or 81, somewhere about. But anyway, she was there for 2 years. And then the first year when she came home for Christmas, she came down with a clarinet and a guitar, a box guitar. And I look at the both and I said, I'm going to take that guitar. So what I did, I took off, it was a 6 string. So I took off 2 of the strings and I left the 4. So I started playing bass. Now around that time, Cassava had some good music out, like Zoukla and
yes.
Tim Bashesh, all them things. So it's like George Decimus, the bass player, I just felt that, you know, his lines and his whole song was just captivating, man. It was just like you want to listen to more. You understand? And then there were other groups like Steel Pulse, Aswad at the time, and a few others, even Bombali too. And I just basically just self-taught, just listening to music and learning the lines and challenge myself. And eventually, I mean, I could play keyboard, so I knew where the notes were. And then my mother gave me some practice, you know, as to, you know, the scales and what that and so on with you. And then my uncle as well, who used to be Liquid Ice, he also could do a bit of guitar. And one day he sat down and really showed me how the fingering and how to. Because in those days, you had no YouTube, you had no social media, you couldn't even look at a video. So it was, you had to go to school or you had to listen to music and basically teach yourself. That's how it, that's awesome. How it began. So it's like my mother, when she saw I had an interest in the guitar, she left it for me.
That's awesome, man.
That was it. So the first guitar, actual live bass guitar I used was from a guy by the name of Ricky Rennie. I think that's related to Emil Decoter. So may soul rest in peace, he passed. But I found him and then he told me that I could borrow his guitar. So we were doing an end of school gig once at SMA. And I told Cornell, well, I don't get a bass. And eventually, you know, his brother Ashton had a song system, Synchronics.
Synchronics, yes.
Together with Zed Lloyd and all of them. And we actually played at that end of school jam with people like Mickey Romero, Extra Deadly, Brian Kuzatig.
Yeah.
Who gave me backed up. I think there are a few other guys, but I remember those 2 vividly for sure. Colin myself did. And then we just grew. And then in 1988, we decided to do a single. And that's Music Suite.
Music Suite, yeah.
Right. So Cornell sang that.
Who wrote it? Cornell?
His brother Irvin, I think, did. But I think we had the title. We had the idea of what we were doing because we had 2 names for that song. I think it was Military Style and Music Suite. And we were trying to figure because it has a military, so it's like,
yes,
you know. And in those days now, it's like basically nobody really wanted to hear a band because hi-fi was the thing.
Hi-fi was the thing.
So you had Scientific Rules, you had
Scientific Rules,
A&M
songs.
A&M songs.
Yeah.
And then the only band people would pay attention to was Stringy Stars, and that was on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
When they come out in the afternoon.
Shit, this tickle is full. Sorry. My light just fell.
Yeah.
Yo, don't say, hold on 1 second. Send me the link now because I also want the link to share it. But
okay.
All right, thanks. Sorry about that, Keith.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem. And then that song was released. That's on Reunion 88. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, and then around that time it was an experiment because we were heavily influenced by Burning Flames and 17 Plus and all that, so which we just split them.
I heard. Yeah.
So that was like, as Cornell said, it's like funk was like his mentor, and so to speak, because I remember they were in Dominica, I think that year or the year before, where they did 2 gigs, I think, one in Marigot and then some other place in Roseau. But that was recorded and that live was circulating and kind of grew on people even more. So around that time now, there were 2 songs that was kind of hot locally. Was Trio by Gordon Henderson.
Gordon Henderson, yes. Yeah.
And then NC had that song, Jing Music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that, Jing Music. So between those two, we kind of paid attention to formulating like a song, our own song.
Right.
Although we had drum machines already, but it's like we wanted to create our own. And that is where Connor's brother came in, because he was at Cultural Division at the time, Daryl Phillip.
Yeah.
And he kind of dissected the whole Jing music, the whole of the natural instruments, the accordion, the gouache, and everything. So it's like we kind of dissect everything and kind of break it down to get to understand how we can actually build a genre with these instruments. And
But hold on. So were you at that age? You said that you wanted to do your own thing, but were you?
Yeah.
Did you have the vision already at that early age to wanting to build your own genre?
Yeah.
Or you were just already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the thing is, when we did that first song, the military style, we were trying to figure out what beat to put. And it just happened to just basically re-express ourselves. Cornell basically just express himself and created something by maybe being influenced by other things that we are listening to, like the two songs that I just mentioned there. And then in 1988, 89, Rock came in to the band. And then in 1990, that's where we did Culture Shock.
Culture Shock. Check out.
Yeah, but 89, sorry, was when we did One More Sweet. Mopsy One More Sweet. Sorry.
Okay.
So we had a series of songs. I think there's 6 songs. And we had that same song, the music suite on that. We had songs like Joni, we had songs like Joke Free. So basically, the band was really taking a formation by expanding, getting more members and so on, because we felt that the two, actually we had another name, calling ourselves, calling myself, it was Awesome to Some. Yeah, but we felt that couldn't really stand out because there were only 2 of us.
Yeah.
And there was a band in Barbados at the time where I think it was 2 brothers, but they were more or less the same kind of concept. There was a keyboard player with a bass player. I can't remember the name right now. Yeah, but I think they had that song, Bump and Wine in Congo Line.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, that's a song we used to play too. And that was another band or group of musicians that kind of influenced us as well. But so to fast track everything because of time. So from there, I mean, we got more members. So we did Culture Shock in 1990, and that kind of springboard, because the name's called Culture Shock itself, it spoke for itself.
Yes.
We actually started getting attention, Senusha, where that album basically gave us a launch pad internationally. So I don't know if you remember RCI.
Yes, of course. Who doesn't?
So they actually just embraced that album and they started playing the songs, man, from Culture Shock. And then the following year we did Follow Leader. And the other year we did Forever. That album had Conch Shell. And then in 1994 we did Treat on Board. 95 Balance Batty, that's Too Many Cooks. And then 96 was Original Hold'em. 97 was what's the other one? Can't remember. Anyway, there were a series of them. So it's like, you know, that genre just basically Booyah's actually named in 1986 when we released the song itself, Booyah. Now, The history of that name now is because we wanted to come up with a name too. So imagine when we did Culture Shock in 1990, we didn't have a name for the generator.
Right.
But we're already using the accordion and the elements of the everything.
Yes.
But we didn't have a name for it. So we actually named it in 1996 with that song Boyo. Now, at the time, my landlord was Tony Valmont. I didn't remember him. They sold us in pistol.
Yes.
So I was kind of discussing it with him, and I told him, boy, we need a name. And he told me Braff. By then, Braff not sung in. Yeah,
that's Braff.
Then he told me, Kubuyo. So I told him that song's more like it. Kubuyo. But we took out the cool.
Why?
I think it's just for marketing. To make it catch on, you know.
Yes.
So when I went to the band house, because I think that day we were actually doing rehearsals or something, or maybe creating more music or whatever. But anyway, I remember going to the band house and we were discussing it, and then we shortened it and we call it Booyah instead of Kubuyo, and that's how we started.
Well, let me tell you something. This Booyah, this Booyah has really touched.
Yeah, it bubbling.
Yeah, it has really touched. I mean,
yeah, bubbling.
Well, you're probably don't even. I asked Cornel that, the other day. I said, do you all really, because sometimes when you're in something, when you're creative of something, you really never get to understand how you impact people.
Well, let me just tell you. At the beginning, the song itself, Booyah, when we were creating that song in the band house, I didn't really feel it as yet. It's like we were messing around with it, Ra, Cornel, myself, Martin Della just joined the band, Smokey. But it's like, I was trying to build a baseline for that song. And you know what influenced me to create that baseline?
No.
Chubby, Midnight Groovers.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't even remember when Chubby used to bass and sing.
Come on, man. Yes, man.
So I remember Cornel and myself going to a show in Carnival City where I think it was a Queen show where Groovers was actually playing. That's on the grammar school grounds. And let me tell you, I was really taken aback with Chubby bassing and singing because I don't know how this man was doing that. Because let me tell you that you have to be a genius to do that because
they say that's the most difficult thing to do, There's only a few guys.
Let me tell you, you can do it as a guitarist, but as a bass player.
Bassman, yes.
Bassman.
Because listen, your brain have to separate in two because it's two different timing. The timing of the bass and running those notes, and because Chubby wasn't playing a boom boom one note. Chubby was playing lines and melodies.
Right.
Okay? And having to sing.
Lead singer.
With a different timing.
Yes.
With that. But that can only be a genius. That's why I have great respect for him and cool, I can tell you.
Yes,
because I don't think anybody has how should I put it? Really understudied them. When these guys passed away, there's nobody that's going to play like them. So far. And that's something I think that we should try and take up. I remember speaking to Rich sometime last year in regards to, he wanted to do a new project. And then I remember mentioning to him about Chubby. Because I told him we tried to do the Jeff Joe, but it just so happened that he left us early. But that was almost my thing to incorporate the people that had an impact in Dominica in particular, and try to bring them into the Booyah.
Right.
You understand? That I still feel that Ko haven't been used as yet because Ko guitar style hasn't been explored, and I feel that it can fit somewhere in Booyah.
Right. Let me just to interrupt because I know you don't have much time.
Right.
Somebody's asking a question. Let me say good night to my friend Octavie Charles and my brother Frida Alfred. Somebody's asking conscious wisdom, Gregoire. You may have answered the question already, but I want you to answer it again.
Right.
Was the word bouillon in existence before or after Rod joined? What year did Rod join the band?
Rad joined in end of 88, 89.
Right.
And then Bouillon was formed in 1996.
Okay. So
When, like I said,
okay.
Ra was there.
Okay.
Because
okay.
it was a collective thing. Really and truly, Bouillon, the creation of Bouillon was Ra, Cornell, Irvin, and myself.
Okay.
These are the pioneers of Bouillon. And we didn't just, like I said, we did a lot of understudying. We did, it wasn't just rehearsing, we were actually experimenting.
Right.
And experimenting in a way where the different grooves, so like the grooves of the vocals too. Like I remember Rice to say that when he doing his vocals, he wanted to sound percussive, like almost like an instrument. So it's like it fitting in the music, so it giving it a groove. So that's why my bass line too is a groove that I created, but I was influenced by other people. And that's natural of a musician.
Right.
But even if you get influence or you have influence from somebody, you have to try to create your own.
Yes. Yes.
So there's something called artist expression. So you have to, whatever you feel, you apply. Like guys who tell me, boy, I'm nervous. I have to do this recording there. I don't know what to come up with. I don't know if people are going to like it or what. I've told many people, just express yourself. Whatever you feel, apply. You just have to be yourself. Don't try to sound like somebody else. You have to try to do your own. And music, if you understand music well, music is, I shouldn't say simple, but if you understand it, it can be simple. Because what I found is that when you work in melodies, it makes it easier. So that's why when I'm recording, I like to hear the person that's singing and at least get an idea of the vocal feel. So then I can create the line. Because I do my lines with the vocals, the lead vocalist, or maybe like a keyboard pad, or maybe these days you have the drum machines or the Abletons or whatnot and so on that create melodies. There are melodies in there. So you have to have something to follow that's standing out that will complement the song.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is why you see, in general now, you'll find a good song out there, but there are many melodies in there that creates that good song with a good beat. You understand? So, for example, someone else from Trilogy Kwan and Liquor Boy. If you listen to the melody on that, there's no choice that song people want to hear it more.
Right.
Because it has good melody and it was executed well.
Yes.
So that's why sometimes I tell people music is like a lottery. So it's like when you're creating music, it's like you never know. You never know the winning numbers. You never know the winning things.
You never know.
That's why you just have to keep going, and until something will. Because something you mentioned earlier when we created Bouya Music, if you felt that it was going to maybe how should I put it? Get that kind of attention that it's getting now. I know. And I think most of us in the band at the time, Rakona, Irvin and myself, I think we felt that it would have gotten the attention because you know why? It was unique, it was different. And that's the whole idea why we wanted our own song.
Right.
Because we wanted to sound different.
Yeah,
so what is to happen?
Let me say that. And that's what make a genius a genius.
Yeah.
You understand? You have to be bold. You have to be brave, because many, I mean, look at, we have so many musicians who pass, along the world, right? Yeah. But when you have to imagine that some young kids decided that they were bold enough and daring enough and had the audacity to say we're going to create our own genre.
Yeah.
And it's gonna work. I mean, that is unmatched. That is insane, and that is something that brother man, you all don't even know.
But let me interject a little bit though. Give me a second there. But people think though, the impression people get today that it's the nasty business that has the Bouya right is today. but
Well,
he's not.
Not yet. Don't go there. Don't go there.
No.
yet.
I'm just saying. You talk about the bouillon.
Yeah.
You talk about the bouillon.
Yeah.
But today people think that where bouillon is today is that what they're singing today that has bouillon, but it was born where it was born.
But let me just tell you, because I'm happy we're doing that interview. The thing is, when this thing started, there were some different factors that I think made it easier for that to happen. And one of them is moving from the analog stage to the digital stage.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. There were two great keyboard players around the region, and that was Colonel Philip and Uncle Clarence Edwards from Boniface.
Yeah.
And I would tell you, everywhere these two bands play, that is where the focus was. That's where everybody was looking. It's looking at what Colonel have, looking at what Uncle have, what new keyboard they have, what new drum machine they have.
Right.
And it's like executing those things and the beats and the rhythm that come from those things and exciting people.
Right.
That in itself was just like just captivating people.
Yeah.
And I mean, that just kept on going. And then we just started getting more requests and what and so on. But something I was going to mention is at the beginning, it was kind of challenging for us because what used to happen is we used to get gigs out there and seldom you will find the volume of Dominicans that we have today participating. Now, we used to kind of feel away because, especially when I started playing with the Trinidadians and people from St. Vincent, like I remember once we played with Beckett, they had this other band, Don't Get Touch. And, you know, they'll be bigging up all the islands and everybody representing them because Dominica is like, there's nobody at them. What used to happen whenever used to see our flag? Everybody else had their flag, but then we have not seen our flag.
Right.
And I think that is how Lisa White.
Lisa White, yes, in Boston.
That is how Lisa started. So Lisa used to follow the band everywhere and have a big flag.
Big up to Lisa. Big up.
I'm telling you. So it's like she kind of rallied with the band and rallied the Dominicans. That I think today that is humongous. Oh, flag is like in every event, every Caribbean event, you must see a Dominican flag.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's like the journey, like I said, it was interesting. We had different roads. But we kind of opened doors like in many areas, so it makes it easier for everybody right now.
Absolutely.
Because another thing is, in those days, we never had social media, so we actually had to go on the ground to sell cassettes, sell CDs, sell records, convince people to buy it too. Because we used to hand out and people tell the truth, they don't hear that. But it's like with social media now, you don't have a choice.
You have no choice.
Social media, YouTube, Spotify, all those things. When those things are uploaded, it will pass through your feed, it pass through the algorithms and so on. You wouldn't have a choice, but you will hear it.
Yes.
It's kind of forced on the people.
Yeah.
I remember seeing an interview with Bonnie Wheeler when he was talking about moving, when they created reggae. It was ska before. And he was saying, ska was the thing of the day, but reggae now they saw it as a violent thing, which is almost like maybe the element of the bouillon, which is the nasty business. So it's like people started creating it. Even the bouillon itself, when we created it, just being criticized too. Because I can tell you, Saint Lucia embraced WCK and bouillon before Dominica.
Yeah.
Through RCI. And I'm not blaming anybody, but I mean, it is what it is. So you have to start somewhere. And so Bonnie Wheeler was saying it's like, they got a hard time getting reggae recognized because everybody was into ska and figured it was ska, but at the reggae thing there, it was like they see it as a violent thing, like
radical, rebel. Yes.
And I mean, if you look at Peter Tosh and his lyrics and everything, and who he was too.
Yeah.
And Bob Marley too.
Yeah.
So, and look at where reggae is today. And look at what it has brought to Jamaica and even to them, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I tell people, music is art, and you have to allow people to express themselves.
Yeah.
Jump by jump low, there are people that will pay attention to you. Whether you like it or not, there's an audience out there. There's always an audience for everything. When it comes to art, there's always an audience.
I have a comment there from somebody, very interesting comment.
Yeah.
He said, thank you, sir. I would love to see our new Buyo artists and bands sing a CK or serenade song during their performances. Show a little more appreciation. What do you think about that?
Well,
And I must say, I agree with that.
I'll tell you one thing, maybe they're not singing the songs, but they using elements of WCK.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
And
Every day.
Another thing is that both Conan and myself are active with the new guys.
Yeah, I saw you doing some bass for
Right.
some artists
Yeah.
sometimes. Yes.
Cornell is working with Signal. He has worked with Triple K before. He has helped with their music too, their recordings, like
Yes.
mixing and recording and mastering.
Yes.
I too have the 365 crew, which is the so-called nasty. Well, most of them nasty. I mean, I don't want to say it as that, but sorry. This guy tried a little bit, called me 2018 after the hurricane, but he told me he wants to. You have a group of guys and some women and what and so on. He wants to kind of get them in the limelight and give them the exposure because they have the talent. He saw the talent and he needed help in that. So he wanted me to come and understudy and kind of, look at them and give recommendations and what and send them. So I told him, let me think about it. But it didn't take me a day. I called him and I told him, listen, I'm interested. Because around that time, it was kind of challenging for me because I couldn't really handle WCK because we lost equipment. The band house was totally gone. And it was a challenge for the band to even raise. And I just felt that, and among other things, I mean, I didn't have a roof over my head. I was on the tarpaulin. And I just wanted that, I felt it would have been easier for me to really work with something like that. Because I don't think I was ready to put WCK on the road that year. Because WCK, to me, is a brand and it has to kind of maintain a certain standard that we created. And I don't feel that we would have to restrict that. So I didn't really want to do it and to, really put anything less out there. So I worked with them, and then Crazy at the time was facilitating them with Kyrie FM and his equipment as well, Crazy Coconuts. So he had asked me what I think, because he told me he got the offer to put him on the road. And he didn't really have the confidence, but I told him, let me check it out. So I went to rehearsals with them. Everybody was coming with their songs. Rio, Trilogy, even Kenny G, Stasha, the whole crew, Zone Whoosh, all these guys. And I basically understudied all of them, and I saw a lot of talent. And the two that really stood out for me was Rio and Triller. Because what I saw these guys did in the studio, it was Wizard at the time. He had a little studio set up by Kyrie. And then I saw, while these guys were writing the lyrics, Rio in particular was actually doing his script for his video for the song at the same time. And I say, well, but that is brilliance. And, that kind of encouraged me to kind of keep close to those guys. And today I still support them. So I recorded for them in that year, in 2018. And then every now and again, I do stuff with them. And then anywhere I can support in regards to Buyo, or even music in general, as long as I'm available and I can, I make myself available. So even here where I am, I set up a studio where I am that I can actually, not full-fledged, but at least I can record bass. And I can actually listen to whatever is sent to me and give my opinion. So I've done some work recently with Dada. Dilo is another producer, again, excellent guy. Fetty Mac.
Fetty Mac.
Yeah.
But I want you, so talking about Fetty Mac, I work with Fetty Mac, and we just dropped a song tonight.
I heard it. I heard it.
Where do you hear it? Where you hear it?
No, I heard it. That's why I tell you, it's like I'm involved. Even if I'm behind this thing, I'm involved.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's like he's another good guy. I used him a couple times before too with the band.
Fetty Mac is great talent. Great talent.
I'm telling you, Buyo is in safe hands. jump by jump blow, and we've seen the results of it. So I feel proud of being part of something that, you know, the four of us created and seeing where it is today.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And,
So let me ask you a question. So you think this is in safe hands? You think this nasty business thing will last?
well,
with the lyrical content and thing, you think they're going to be like that? You think they're going to be like a balanced batty or Mopsy one or three?
Well, I can tell you, it got attention, whether we like it or not. It got attention out there, and it got Dominica known with a few people around in the international world, because I saw a video once, I think somewhere in Panama or something like that, and Kenny G song was actually playing, and everybody was actually repeating what he was saying. So, like I say, music is art, and it's artist expression. It's how they feel. These guys are how they grew up. They express themselves basically on their surroundings, what they feel, what they exposed to every day. So it's like I tell people, if you don't like it, just don't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But there's an audience for it, and it has brought attention to Bouillon. It has brought attention to Dominica. Maybe not in the best way, but it got us exposed. So I mean, I don't do song like say that we maybe got caught between a rock and a hard place, but it's like the truth in fact is that they say every dark cloud there's a silver lining. So there's some positivity into that, because I think it has transcended Bouillon to another level.
Right.
Even what we created is being exposed now.
Right.
Some people, I know I've gotten calls from people that it's like they hear Balance Back and they thought it was a new song that was just released. And they thought, there are people that told me that they thought that it was a Trinidadian song too, when they saw it before. So, you see what I mean? So sometimes you cannot really muzzle or stifle. You have to be free. Let people express themselves. You understand? But I mean, to be honest with you, where Bouya is right now is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Because
So this is my, and we always have this conversation on most programs. This is my opinion on the Bouillon, its current state, and Nasty Business. And I agree with you. Nasty Business give Bouillon a jolt, a shock, right? And it, like a bomb exploded, and it just
it's like boldness.
Right.
Yes. But although with radio programming and what and so on, there's FCC rules and what and so on. There's the do's and don'ts. There's smart. I mean, you can't use smutty lyrics and what and so on. Right. But that's why you have radio versions and you have the versions for them. But then again, when you're in a public space, you also have it also applies. Right. Because you have a listenership. I remember one Juve morning, it's like one of the guys got upset and ended up using the language, and then the police, I remember him vividly, it's like he take his battle and he watched me and he tell me the next one, everybody going up. So I had to put on my guitar, go up on the truck and talk to them guys and that one. And then there's another time we had a radio station carrying us live, because it was an experiment. I was kind of doing some form of experiment to have the band live while we on the road playing on a radio station. So it's like the people that are not in Dominica can actually hear the band, the full song, full audio, the full energy. And it's like, that's one of the things that's brought to our attention. So it's like the manager at the time was kind of skeptical, because he said, boy, talk to them guys to make sure that they keep within the lines and the rules,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I was saying, Keith, in terms of the Nasty Business, and which I always maintain, it has done its work. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that we have the attention of the world, right? There is that insatiable desire for Bouillon music, that infectious beat. Okay.
Yeah.
Now is an opportunity for artists to use that momentum, okay, and clean up the lyrics. You can make catchy lyrics without it being nasty. Like, for example, Someone Else. That's one of the biggest Bouillon songs. It's a nice legal love song melody, and it is
Well,
everywhere.
definitely, I think after Balance Batty, that's the hit song of the Dominican Bouillon.
Yeah, you know. So Nasty Business did serve its purpose,
Yeah.
you know. But now that now that your market has expanded, right? I mean, them Bouillon artists now, man. These guys are torn everywhere.
Well, to be honest, if you the lyrical content is kind of toning down now.
I realize that.
Yeah,
I realize
yeah.
that. Yes,
They're putting out some good stuff now.
I realize that.
Yeah, they're putting out some good stuff, and I mean they're all getting attention.
Yeah.
I'm really, really happy about that.
Yeah. All right. So I know again, Sheldon Time, when you're ready, let us know, okay? I must talk about
Yeah. I keep looking at my watch.
I must talk about the reunion of Burning Flames, CK,
Right.
and 17 Plus
Right.
in Antigua recently.
Right.
Tell us how it felt to be, after how many years, back with those guys who were once your competitors, you know, in the music.
Let me just tell you, even from the sound check, that's where everybody started meeting, because we met Burning Flames first after we got picked up from the hotel. They were on stage sound checking, and then 17 Plus came in after. So the three bands basically bet backstage. Sorry, and it's like, it was like a camaraderie, like a brotherhood.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we want to look a job, because in those days it was like a competition.
Yes.
So it's like it brought back some good memories, especially Burning Flames and WCK, where I was telling one of the guys, if they remember, there's a place we used to play in Miami, Studio 183, with Burning Flames, WCK Jam Band, and we did that for a few years, and let me tell you, that was one of the things that actually got us even further, because then we start tapping into the VI market, the Trinidad markets, the rest of the region, basically Grenada. Although places like Grenada and St. Vincent, Conchal did it first because of LIB, WLIB. I don't know if you remember that radio station in New
Yes,
York.
and LIB, yes, of course.
Yeah. So again, it was a different strategy where we couldn't. Those days we had finals, the LPs. So CDs wasn't in the pictures yet. So we wanted to get our records sold in New York, or in the States in particular. But then we had a challenge, because what they said, it wasn't manufactured in the US. At the time we used to do it in Barbados there's a plant down there, wool. And what they said, if we had to get those records sold in the States, we would need a barcode. So we had a bit of a challenge with that at the time. So what we did now, there's a Trinidadian guy in Brooklyn, Charlo's Records. So Cornell's brother, they had a group at the time. That's Steve, Philip, and Freddie Elwin, all of them. So they actually made the contact first, and we got Charlo to redo the Conchal album. And then LIB started jamming that, because that's the only way we could get it played on that radio station. So that ended up, developing, and the listenership and the demands and everything. And then the calls start coming in and what and so on. So this is history,
So, bro, let me ask you, I gotta ask you a question. I won't try to throw you under the bus. But how does it feel, though, CK performing without rap?
Well, to be honest with you, it's not complete, but
Okay.
It's something I think all of us would want to see happen. But you see, that's the
Do you think it
difficulty.
can happen? Do you think it can happen?
Yes, it can happen.
Okay, then good.
It can happen. But I what I was going to say is that is the difficult thing with a band, managing a band versus managing an artist.
Right.
Yeah.
An artist is one person. A band is several group of guys, and especially if they're not hired, but they're actually core members that created this whole thing.
Right.
Then you have different challenges that you have to try to manage. You understand? But at the end of the day, like for me personally, I put the fans before everybody.
Right.
I put the fans first because at the end of the day, you need that audience and you have to please the audience. But if everybody could think that way and do it at least for the fans, I think it would kind of put a lot of things to rest. But I know we have issues. We have issues, a number of issues that need to be resolved. We have made several attempts, but again, I don't know. I think it just has to be leveled and egos to really keep in check.
Yeah.
But I think we are more mature now and we're more responsible. I think someday we'll be able to sit down and really resolve it.
So
And
it's,
I think this whole thing of Burning Flames, because Burning Flames still had their share
Oh yes. Oh yes, indeed.
between Onion and Unku.
Yes.
yeah.
And they kind of sort out themselves. So I think that in itself might bring some form of encouragement because that tour, that show in Antigua is actually going to be a tour. So
Okay.
they people have requested him and asked about him and what and so on. So we'll see how that goes. I can't speak for him.
Right.
But at least the band is there. I mean, I'm there, Cornell is there, Smokey is there. So, like I tell people behind the scenes, not openly, but it's a matter for him because I'm there. I make myself available.
Right.
That doesn't mean I don't have issues. I have issues with the band, but I make myself available. So as Cornell, and Cornell in particular, even more so because he's in demand, maybe even more than me or everybody else. So he has made sacrifices to be with the band. And I applaud him for that. So right there and then you can see a willingness with everybody. So it's like I say, it's for the fans.
Right.
Really. You understand?
So did this new age bouillon put a strain on CK to reunite?
No.
Okay.
No. The band has always been there. You know. It's just that I took up the role of managing the band in 2003. And people, at the time, people move on, people, things change. And I always felt that I cannot afford for WCK to die.
Right.
So I always try my best to keep the band going.
Right.
With thick and thin. There are times where, even for independence, there have been no band on the road, or even a hint of a band going to play should jump up. And I personally had to make it happen to make sure that even if WCK is the only band on the road, we go on the road.
Right.
And history will tell you straight up, if you check back, CK has always made themselves available on the road. And you know what? We did it for free. So that was like our community day of service, giving back to the people after their respective villages where they made their contribution and what and so on. So that was like a token. But things have changed right now. Now people want to make money, so it's like it becomes maybe more commercial now. So to do that now, you have to have sponsors, you have to put companies fly them on the truck and what that and so on, because everybody wants to get a piece of the pie and what that and so on, and some form of exposure. But back in the day, it was all WCK. We had no sponsors. So, like I said, it was a journey. So right now, the fruits are being there. So, the young guys now benefiting from it. I should say young, but the new guys benefiting from it. But back in the day, it wasn't as easy.
Yeah, so my question to you is now, in the terms of CK music, all the albums you guys made there now, is there any future in that music that you guys could benefit that when you reach at a certain age? Because the reason for that question is, with the vibes and thing, I try to reach out to a lot of musicians, and I'm not gonna call no name, but I reach out to a certain individual, and when I spoke to the guy, I felt a way because they make good music, and right now he's struggling, and that kind of a music there they made.
Right.
You should be millionaires from that thing, you know?
Well, that's correct. But what happened is, or should I put it? That's if you refer to WCK, that's one of the challenges that we have because
No, I wasn't going to just
To
only
get-
CK, but
to
I
get-
mean like musicians.
yeah,
like
in general,
right,
but I can
general,
on a
yes.
WCK standpoint, I think it's not really a deep issue, but it's just a matter of we agreeing in terms of share percentages and whatnot and so on.
Right.
There were some mistakes that were made that need to be corrected, that could be rectified. But with WCK, I can tell you that we all agree that we want to make sure everybody that needs to benefit have to benefit.
That's good.
You understand?
That's good. That's good.
So that is where we're at right now. Because we actually created a log with all the music and what and so on to try and get everybody to meet now for us too. There's some songs that are registered, but not everybody have gotten registered individually.
Right.
So they first need to get registered and to benefit from their work. And then the thing is, the music industry right now has changed with the technology right now. That it's even I shouldn't say, I don't want to say unfair, but the thing is, once you're in business and somebody has put some effort, they have to be compensated.
That's true. Makes
it's
sense.
like in those days before, maybe if you have a banana and you have to share it in two, you have to share it in four now.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, if you look at the Bourgeois interview he did the other day, it's like, since when the music gets into the club?
Yeah.
No, you have to pay
Right.
the club. You understand what I'm saying?
To
So
hear
it's
the
like, one of
music,
days
right?
before, it would be you and wherever the corporate society is. But right now, you have to share that in so many different directions.
Right.
You understand? But again, you can make money now in how many different directions too? No. And not so before.
Right.
So it's like, it's a matter of keeping abreast with the music industry and how it's evolving and it's tapping into it now to make sure that you can benefit because now you have online sales, you have all kind of things. You have YouTube paying, you have Facebook paying, you have Instagram paying, you have name it. You understand? Content is what that people
Yeah.
want now because with those smartphones
Good
and
content.
devices.
Good content.
Good content. Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But you see, the
look
thing
at Mali music now because when Bob Marley play my brother, that thing sound like it just released. Just to
Yeah,
say
but-
balance party. When
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have balance
but what
party
I'm-
and a good system, that thing sound
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it just released.
But what I'm saying is that the thing is with those devices now, most people when they wake up, the first thing to do is pick up their phone
Yes.
and start to figure out what's out there and whatnot and so on. So it's like people always interested in knowing
Right.
what's new today or whatnot and so on. So it's like the views, the listenerships and whatnot and so on. So people pay for that right now. So things have changed. So that's a lot easier now for the music. It's a lot easier now. In terms of getting attention, it's a lot easier. Yeah.
All right. I don't want you to go. I won't let you escape.
But I have to go.
Okay, yeah, right. But
But
before you
we'll
go,
have to come back again,
before you
though.
go,
Right.
I'm gonna that song Fetty Mac. So I guess you heard it.
Yeah.
It just
Great-
dropped tonight.
song.
So Fetty Mac and I. So I wrote the song.
Oh,
All
you
right.
wrote it?
I wrote the song.
Wow.
Got a melody, and I got Fetty Mac on it.
Right.
And
right.
Fetty Mac did an
Justice. He did
awesome job on it.
justice. He did
So it's Fetty
justice.
Mac and
yes.
and my daughter are on it. But Fetty Mac sings and she had the background.
Okay.
Right.
I think I heard a female vocalist.
Yeah, because from the time I was introduced to Fetty Mac by Tilly and Massman, I said that guy
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that
He's
guy is
very
an
talented.
awesome
Very,
fella.
very
and
talented.
I'm like, why is this guy not further, So I said, I got to put him in my program. And so I wrote a
Well,
song. Hold on. And I sent it to
yeah.
him and he did his thing on it. He put his lyric and I'm like, damn, So yeah, go ahead. You say something.
That's why you see, I tell you, music is a lottery.
Yes.
You never know. You just never know. That's why you just have to keep going. Sorry, because I've heard work of him before. He did something sometime last year where he sounded like Jacob of Kassav.
Yes.
And I call him right away. I say, boy, Fatty boy, if you had just checked me before that. Because Kassav was in a limbo trying to reform. They wanted somebody to replace Jacob. And I said, boy, that would have been a good song as a collab. And then Booyah just started to take traction.
Yes,
I could easily convince them with that song.
Wow.
I could easily convince them with that song. But
Yeah.
it happened already. So, because really and truly, it really sung like Jacob. And I think
yes. Awesome.
that would have hit some note with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yelele.
Yeah.
Big up to Fetty Mac, man. Fetty Mac, boy, I tell you.
Twin Turbo Charge.
Yes, Turbo Charge. Fetty Mac killer.
Yeah.
But so, my brother, I wish we had more time with you, and you have to come back because you have so much more. I have so much more to ask you.
That is something I do like to talk. Because, you know, being in this thing for so long, I mean, and it's what, 20-something years now. So there's a lot that we've been through. And at the end of the day, to summarize everything, I'm happy for Buyo.
Yes.
Buyo is in safe hands. Jump and note, let me tell you, no two ways about it. Right now, everybody out touring.
Everybody
this
gone.
Weekend. From last week to this weekend. Everybody out somewhere.
Yes.
Man, come on.
Antigua, Barbados, Trinidad, Tortola, Guadeloupe. Everybody's gone, man. Dominican, they have to have a Dominican. Dominica. Boy, you have to be there.
Yeah, so
that's great.
And actually, no, it's actually, even the festival itself has caused Booyah to transcend too.
Yes.
That was the whole purpose of the festival, setting it up too, back in the day, is really to showcase what we have.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, some might have been political, but I remember in 1994, we were doing a show in England. And then Edison James apparently was there. And he came outside, you know, kind of vibing the first and what and so on. And then he said to us, it looked like they're going to form the next government. And what would we like them to do if they form the government? So I remember vividly telling them that Carnival is one thing, but what I noticed is that some of the islands kind of going into festivals because Total already had two. And it was growing. And then I told me we can look at a festival. Then I don't know what happened. Then this man introduced the band to come on stage. He asked for a little brief history of the band, and he was the master of ceremony. And he introduced the band that night. And then in 1997, I remember being at Frontline with Eddie Tulo at his office when he got the call from cabinet. And then he told me, it was maybe like about after 2 that afternoon, tell me, Keith, I have to go to cabinet. Julius Timothy just called me and said they need me there now. And he told me, boy, the way it sounded like it's something to do with you all and Serenade and RSB and so on. So he told me he'll film me when he come back. He called me about after 5 days after that, he come back and check in. And he told me, them guys just form a thing, Discover Dominica, where they go into handle all festival and they go to do a major festival for the bands and whatnot. And so I said, boss, first time I see somebody who they were there, and today look at this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you should claim royalties for that, my brother.
No need. No need.
But
I'm just happy at the outcome.
Yes.
Awesome. At least it didn't die.
Yeah, man,
and it grew.
When I saw the people from all islands at our festival, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, I mean everybody comes to our festival.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that is the best thing that Dominica has right now.
Man, that's
one of the best. That's
awesome.
One of the best.
Huge.
Because everybody benefited from it.
Everybody, yes.
Everybody benefited. So it's a win for Dominica.
Yeah.
It's a win for everybody. Yeah.
It's great stuff. Great stuff.
We just have to keep going and be positive and stay united.
I wish you guys all the best, man. I would love to see Ryan WCK back again. That would be. Let me tell you, that would be huge, man. But as you say, it can happen. It's just Man that have to just, you come down from the high horses, whoever it is, I don't know, I don't want to know, but just come to a common denominator and just divide flow, man.
I think the best thing I can say is that it's in Gozan.
Okay, yes, that'd be nice.
Yeah. So what you have some tours coming up?
Yeah, we looking at doing Labor Day, and for end of August into early September. We have a few requests for the rest of the year as well. So, but this whole thing, there's a lot of challenges out there now with this whole movement right now. Though I find the traveling has been easier now than the past recent years. They're more access now to airlines. So the only thing I just think the prices need to go down a little more, because all that kind of challenging, because gone are the days when you used to go to Antigua and pay $260.
Oh, Papa. No more.
You could go to Antigua and Caribbean style at almost like every week.
No more. Those days are done.
It's like $1,000 and more.
Crazy.
So all that is part of the challenges and so on. So, but it is what it is.
So is there any new materials, or you going to be just playing the same old, not old, but like cast have just play that original CK thing,
The truth about it is that the band always have new music in it.
Okay.
Yeah. I personally have, and I've had for years. There are songs that I have since in the days of Rad that never got released.
All right.
So the thing is, we have to kind of keep it authentic, but maybe try to modernize it a little more, because the boy has changed.
Yeah.
The groove now is totally different. So, we try to keep it nostalgic, but we're working on some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working on some stuff. Yeah, because I think it's more than due.
Yes.
We look forward to that, man. We look forward to that.
For sure.
Definitely.
Anyway,
Yeah.
nice talking to you guys.
All right, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you, and we'll definitely be talking offline because there's work to be done. You check?
Right. Yeah. Well, I will close to you 40 marks. So
yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, man. Thanks again, bro.
Respect.
Yeah.
One love.
Yeah, man. One love.
Good
Yeah,
night
man.
to your relationship. Yeah.
Yes, man.
Okay, take care.
All right.
Yeah.
Soon.
Well, he was on. I don't see him anymore. I don't see him anymore.
He's still there.
You seen him? Hold on.
I've seen his,
Oh yes. No, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yes. He's here. Yeah.
Your camera.
We still can't see you.
I have it on. Let me see. I don't know.
Let's take a little bouillon summer in the meantime.
Summertime, you don't know.
Fetty Mac
It's
and
summertime, you don't
Shasha.
know. Fetty Makila, give it to them. Temperatures high, I cloud the sky. The days are bright, turning up the Fahrenheit. The summer sun just lingers on. The days are long, always a party going on. Everybody enjoying a happy atmosphere. Bouillon music blast
Bouillon summer.
everywhere.
Let's go.
Bouillon summer. Bouillon summer. Bouillon summer. It's just a bouillon summer. Bouillon summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, vida loca. Bouillon summer. Crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a bouillon summer. Summertime and everybody outside again. Everywhere you go is bouillon music playing. No, the rhythm hot like the sun. Ladies in bikini wanna have fun. Everybody raise your hands in the sky. I drink a lot of Henny. I know your body
summer. Booyah, summer.
Booyah, summer. It's just a booyah, summer. Booyah, summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah, summer. Booyah, summer. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Let the booyah control your body. Everybody wild and crazy. Tell them it's a booyah party. Booyah summer. Everywhere we go is it. Hot rhythm under your feet. Jump up if you feeling it. Way, le, 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 le. Living la vida loca. Living la vida loca. Way, le, 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 le. It's a booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Le, 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 le. Living la vida loca, living la vida loca. Way, le, 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 le. It's a booyah summer, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer.
It's just a.
Booyah summer.
It's just a.
Booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. Turbo charge, you give it to them. Mass man, give them the rhythm. Give them the rhythm. Give it to them. Booyah summer.
Probably our connection, man. Well,
Wilson, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Just trying to sort out the camera still.
Okay. Yeah, that was Booyah Summer by Fetty Mark and Shasha.
written by the man DJ Donzai, aka the Zouk Messiah.
Yes, yours truly. Look out for Shasha on Breakfast Fete. Shasha will be on stage on Breakfast Fete alongside Fetty Mark. And it's going to be a blast. You can't miss it, man.
Just to let you go, guys know, next week Monday there'll be no vibes in next Monday due to certain circumstances, but the following Monday we'll be back.
Doc Paris, good night to you. Good night to you, Claudette. Xavier, good night. Conscious Wisdom. Octavia Alfred, Fran Hopkins, Emma Daisy Ray. Good night, good night, good night, good night. We just finished talking to Keith Goddard of WCK, and we're waiting to talk to Ulson Matthew, another member of WCK. And he's trying to connect with us right now. In the meantime, don't forget, Fetty Mark and Shasha just dropped a hot one. Booyah Summer. Just dropped tonight. Brand new. Sounding good. Hot like pepper. Booyah Summer. It's on YouTube. Like, share, pass it on to your friends and family. Let them know. Check it out. It will soon be available on all streaming platforms also. Booyah Summer.
It's summertime, you don't know. Fetty Makila, give it to them. Temperatures high, I cloud the sky. The days are bright, turning up the Fahrenheit. The summer sun just lingers on. The days are long, always a party going on. Everybody enjoying a happy atmosphere. Booyah music blasting every day, everywhere. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah, summer. Booyah, summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah, summer. Booyah, summer. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell them
Yes,
it's a booyah summer. It's just a
Yes.
Good night,
yes.
my brother. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
What's happening, man?
I'm good. You know we go with technology. Fighting, bro. Eventually, I have to
yes.
use my phone because I give my laptop all the permissions to use the camera, but it's not working out. So
Oh,
using
okay.
my phone.
All right. Cool. I hope you don't get too many phone calls for you to keep interrupting us.
That's what I was trying to avoid.
But let me thank you, personally, and of course on behalf of VTJM Radio, for taking some time off to talk to us. This is Vibes In, like you heard, we just vibes. There's no formal interview, but we want to ask you questions and let the public know about you and your work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I listened for quite a while. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah, man. So I gotta get your name right. I gotta get your name right, man.
Take your time.
Earlson, Little Man Matthew. Little Man!
Correct.
Yeah. So tell us about you, man. Tell us how you got started in music and what age.
Music has always been with me. I mean, it came like through my parents who are not musicians, but exposed me to a lot of music. And also growing up in Kinfield, I got the influence of RSB, who practiced it and practiced very close to where I live. So I was always exposed to music from an early age. I actually started playing maybe about 10 or 11, where I had the interest and I wanted the instrument, but my parents told me that they wouldn't get me the instrument until I agreed to do the classes. So I agreed to do the classes because they figured it would be something that I would just, get bored of after a while and put it down. But obviously, that wasn't the case.
Okay. So why you played the keyboard, right?
Yes, that's what I did.
Yeah. So was that always your instrument of choice, or you just you dabbled with other ones and then you chose the keyboard finally?
I was always intrigued by it.
Oh yeah.
It just seemed like something fun, something that I would have that interest in. So I have family members who play music as well from Lapland side, cousins like Obo, the whole John Baptist grew up in Lapland, play music. So even going to the countryside, you give that story every time we together. That's from the time I reach in the country and run to his house, my father would tell him, listen, going to break your stuff. He said, no, if he had the interest, let him experiment, and eventually he will know what he's doing. So
right.
Come a long way, but yeah.
That's awesome stuff, man. So where you grew up in Kinfield, you said?
Excuse me?
You grew up in Kinfield?
Yes, I grew up in Kinfield. Born, raised, live, probably die.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So when was the first time you played actually with a group?
I'll probably have to attribute that to the church choir.
Oh, church, okay.
I wasn't part of the choir, but they used my interest in music to get me to come to church. Let me put it that way. And besides that, I played with close friends of mine to this day, Daly and Elijah Jaja Hurricane's son.
Yeah.
So we played together. I was probably doing that before playing in church, now that I think of it. So we played music together from a very early age. And then, like I said, with the RSB being close and so on, it just one thing led to another.
Right.
Before you know it, we were in bands and doing our thing. But to this day, we still play music together, even if we're on different sides of the globe. So Elijah now lives in England. He plays on 99% of my recordings, my work.
Cool. Let me say good night to Doc Paris, my brother down here in Tampa, Florida, and Cherry Dubois. What's going on, bro? Up there in Queens or Brooklyn, Queens, New York. Good night, bro. Yeah. All right. So tell us about your entry to WCK. How did that happen?
Well, there's a lot that happened before my entry to WCK. On that journey to get there. So in probably late 1999, I was approached by Hayford Lafont Jr., don't know if you're familiar, if you're a member of Effects.
Mm-hmm. I heard the name.
Yeah, man, Buffett man. I know him, Buffett man.
Yes, correct. Right. So he approached me because he knew of me through, he was a member of Partners in Crime. And they used to practice in RSB band house. And me frequenting the band house, he knew me, he knew what I was capable of and so on. So he came to me and he told me that Ra and Roy were joining a band and were forming a band. And he was interested in me
It's
joining
summertime,
that.
you don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, he was interested in me joining that band. At that time, I was 17 in college and so on. So, I had to sort it out with the parents and everything.
Yeah.
Because everybody would think that, okay, you're going to join that band life and forget about school and whatever, and the education is the foundation and everything like that. So as soon as I could convince everybody that I would be able to balance everything, I was in a band, in a professional band, playing professionally at 17. Mm-hmm. And that was roaring with Ran Roy and a lot of other people that I am brothers, I would say, with up to today. And I did that for about 4 years, gained a lot of experience, gained a lot of knowledge that I'm grateful for from them. So even my starting the whole recording engineering industry came in at that time. And then just experiencing playing, traveling, and so on, that was one of my foundations, or one of the pieces of who I am today.
Right.
And of course, then in 2004, I got the offer to join WCK when Cornell left. And that was a whole new chapter, whole new experiences and so on.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Cornell left, that must be some big shoes to fill, huh?
Yeah, I mean, every life always present me with big shoes to fill.
Challenges.
So I have my strategy with that. I just try to make it my own, and not try to necessarily fill the shoes, but make it my shoes.
Right.
Put it that way, and just add my touch to it. Especially if I feel like I'm capable of doing what my predecessor did, and probably putting my own spin to it. Then if I make it my own, then we're not comparing anymore. So that person did their thing, I do my thing, and just show that I'm capable.
Right.
So I didn't really see it as shoes to fill. I saw it as an opportunity to grow. Yeah.
That's the best way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you still with WCK?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So
I took a break for a few years. So I was with the band steady for like about 14 years.
Okay.
And took a little break, and then I started performing with the band again last year. So we've been touring again and doing some stuff there.
Okay. So in the meantime, when you're not with the band, what do you do? You
All right. Well, again, if we're going through my line of work background, I taught for about 6 years. That's before I went to school. Then I studied in the States. I did recording engineering and music business at Full Sail in Orlando.
Full Sail.
Yeah.
You know they keep calling my phone. They keep calling my phone every day. Full Sail University.
Yeah.
I think I went online and I look up a couple things, and they just keep calling my phone every day. They want that money.
Yeah, they want that money. Yeah, but great school, no regrets.
Yeah, that's good. So
expensive, but no regrets.
So you do engineering also?
Yes, I do work, but I have a studio as well.
Okay, so what does it all entail? Your engineering?
Production, recording engineering, some video production as well. So music production, video production, yeah. I do a little bit of that as well. And on my return home from studying, I felt like with the music business degree, my options were either DFC or cultural division. And it took me a while. It took about 5 years, and then I finally got into the cultural division, and I have been there since. So now I am the chief cultural officer, replacing Mr. Raymond Lawrence. So more big shoes to fill, if you want to put it that way. But I've been in that position for the past 4 years. So
okay.
So until they kick me out, I can say I'm holding it down still.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, were you up in Antigua with WCK?
Yes, I was.
Okay, okay. How was that experience, man? Being with this great bands, which had this rivalry going on for a while back in the day. There was arguments all over who's better, CK, CK,
Burning Flames.
17 or Burning Flames. So how was that experience?
Great experience. Not necessarily a new experience because we've performed with Flames many times before. We have a good relationship with most of the members actually. There was a year we did. Was it an anniversary? No, it wasn't an anniversary. It was the year they came back together in Antigua, and that was a big deal because they had stayed like at odds and not talking and all of that for quite a few years. And the year they finally decided to come back together, we were on that show.
Okay.
So that's why I said it's not a new experience. So I saw people appreciating Burning Flames after not seeing them for many years. Now they're celebrating their anniversary, but they have been performing.
Yes.
So it's still a different experience. I played on a show with them where they had not been performing together for many years.
Okay.
And because they've been coming back together. 17 plus, of course, I haven't performed with because they were dormant, for want of a better word, for a while.
Right.
And they came back together for that show. Happy to see them. A few of the members I've met before. Members like Fredo and Funk we met. So the musicians is like a brotherhood of fraternity. We have that relationship. So we meet each other, and like Keith was saying earlier, it's just love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the feedback from the crowd, man?
People enjoyed it.
Yeah.
People enjoyed it, and it's something that people asking for now, as Keith mentioned. So people asking for it in different islands. They want it in St. Lucia, they want it in St. Martin, they want it everywhere, because people want to experience that. Those who can relate want to experience the nostalgia, and those who cannot relate want to experience what everybody has been talking about. So, everybody wants to experience.
No. So WCK has quite a extensive, quite a deep catalog, of music, and many of us, around my age group, we grew up on WCK music, WCK and Serenade, then Triple K and so forth. Now, currently, we have the new Bouillon generation, which is just electric and really taking off, right? How do you see WCK fitting in the current music environment, with considering what is going on right now with the new crop of Bouillon music?
I don't see it as a difficult thing because WCK is, I can say, the source, the foundation, the root of whatever fruits that are bearing now. So I don't see it as difficult to fit in. I don't want to say the word fit in, but probably to be relevant, I don't see it as difficult because that is the origin. And even if it has evolved, the origin is the origin. You can't really change that. So the band may have to be strategic in terms of what will be accepted by the current market, because they're not going to produce like how they produce in 1995 because it might not be accepted by the current market. So there are these types of adjustments, but I do think that the band is incapable of matching a standard that it created.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that's cool. Now, do you think, because WCK's music is, I call it classic, you know what I'm saying? I consider it in the same line of, not comparing the bands, but the body of work, like Kassav, right? So Kassav goes out and they perform on the old music to many people. That never goes away, it never dies, right? For many of us, WCK music will never die. You know what I'm saying? So, do you think that brand of music from back then can still be appetizing today into this market?
It can be, but it would mostly be appetizing, to use your word, to those who can relate to it. So you will feel it, but how many people like you, your generation, your age group, are attending events now? You probably, with age, reduce on the number of events that you attend and so on. So we cannot try to please an audience that's not present or doesn't exist. So it's a matter of balance.
Right.
So yes, we have to stay true to the brand, but we also have to be relevant in the market as well.
Right.
And that's how I see it. So you're not gonna produce we cannot produce for ourselves. We cannot produce because we know that was 20 years ago. We have to be aware of trends and what the market is accepting. We're not saying that we have to follow every trend, but we must be conscious of it and know what works and what could work for the band.
All right. So give me your assessment of today's Booyah music, the new generation Booyah music. Give me your assessment as it pertains to the difference, the contrast between this WCK's music, the serenades music, and today, and
Yeah, well, you get different vibes, different energies at different time with different technology and different people behind it, different values, different morals. So it is a lot is being made of the lyrical content. I have my own opinions on that.
what's your opinion? What's your opinion on it? I would like to hear it.
A lot of people think that I should be the one to stand up and correct it or right what they think is wrong. But I think of it differently. I think that it is being produced because it is being consumed.
Right.
And you're not going to tell the artist if big selling, you're not going to tell the artist make stick.
Right.
You are not going to buy stick, and everybody, you have a market that consuming. In other words, there's a reason why KFC is still standing in Dominican, Subway is not there. Even if they make Subways healthier and all of that. But the market wants what the market wants.
Right.
So I don't really accept responsibility for the lyrical content because I think the people complaining about it are probably the ones who gave it legs in the first place, because it is being endorsed at the highest level, and they are the ones getting the work. They are the ones getting gigs. They're on political platforms. They're on Village Feast. They're on everything. So you're not gonna try to stick to. I mean, we all have moral obligations. We have children. We have so on, and we know right from wrong. But at the same time, we cannot be compelled to. Somebody would come and tell me, you know what, don't follow these guys and what they're doing, and that is wrong and that is whatever. But the same person will have an event and hire what they tell me wrong, because right now it's time for money. You know what I'm saying? Right now it's time for money. A politician will tell me, boy, you should know better, you shouldn't follow these guys and their music, whatever. But when it's time for the votes and they want the votes, guess who they hire? So I don't feel like I bear the responsibility for the lyrical content. And I would encourage people who know better to do better. I have that obligation.
Right.
But I still maintain that they do what they do because they know what the market wants. So there was a rumor that there was a certain company who increased their order of cutlasses during the festive season because they know it would sell. It sounds very immoral. But somebody does that and you say that person is a smart businessman. So it's finding the balance between moral obligations, societal obligations, and business. And if you can find that balance and walk that tightrope and be successful at it, then it's fine. But everybody's going to have a personal opinion when it comes to that, and people stick to their morals, people stick to their opinions when it comes to that.
Cool. So now, how do you see the future opportunities for Booyah music? Oh, okay. Let me rephrase the question. Right now, Booyah music is going global. Okay, it's going international. It's huge. Do you have any concerns that if not managed properly, if the artists do not recognize the opportunities that lay before them, the huge market that they have now, give them the attention they getting now, do you have any concern that we may lose that market if certain people do not, make what they putting out there more palatable?
Well, let me start by saying the sky is the limit for Bouyon music,
Right.
but it also depends on us. And when I say us, I don't just mean the producers and the musicians and the artists. I mean us as a people. A lot of times we air a lot of dirty laundry on public platforms and so on. So there's a possibility that something else might swoop in. If you go back 8 years ago, or maybe even less than that, Afrobeats was the talk of the town.
Yes.
So there's always a trend. There's always something new. There's always something that is palatable that people relate into and people enjoy in that moment.
Right.
So, of course, it's very possible that Bouyon can lose that spotlight. But I think us as a people, and that's, like I said, it's beyond the artists, it's beyond the industry, is us as Dominicans need to be a little more conscious of the power of our tongue, of our freedom of speech, what we put out there on public platforms, what we put on social media and those kind of things. Because a lot of times it might seem funny, a lot of times we're doing more harm than good.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
So we might be the downfall of Bouyon music, and not necessarily because the production drop or whatever. It's like you sing that thing and people just bickering among themselves and trying to pick fights with islands because, people are so competitive in nature. So you'll find you having beef with a St. Lucian by there and it's a back and forth, or you an Antigua case and it's a back and forth, and no, you want them to embrace the music. So even if somebody from a foreign country complain that Bouyon music is playing, that is not something to take and make an issue, because there was a time where it was happening with soca, because people were saying that why soca music have to play in Dominica at Carnival time and that kind of thing. So once it's penetrating, that's that influence, you will get that. We just have to accept that it's our time and embrace it and maximize. Because like you said, it might not be forever.
Right.
Sky's the limit, but it might not be forever.
Yep. So we have to take advantage of it while, what do you say, bad fella padang show, we have to, yes. Bit it, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Kojak, you got any questions for him?
Yeah, you know what's sad? That when people hear Bouyon music, the first thing that comes to mind now is nasty business. You know that, right? Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind. So why not make clean content? And because I don't think it's the words that catchy. I think it's the beat. So even if you sing a clean Bouyon with the beat today, it's still gonna catch people.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. You think the lyrics? You think the lyrics has a lot to do with it?
Yeah, the lyrics have a lot to do with it. Because people like, there's a generation, and you were there once, who likes to do what society says they shouldn't do.
Yeah, go against the grain.
So you always have that rebellious generation.
Yeah.
That they say you shouldn't do that, but you're proving to them that you can do it and you can be successful doing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they defend it and say, well, Smarty lyrics have been in other genres and so on. But I guess their society has been more accepting of it. So if you're a hip hop and the violent lyrics and all that kind of thing, but it was accepted in that culture. It's just something that's not accepted here. Something that we didn't grow up. You'd play something, but it's not everything you'd play around your parents. You listen to your little hip hop in your headphones or something like that. So it wasn't acceptable. Now people are more bold with it, and it's being accepted.
Without chipping in, but most of these songs that have this kind of lyrics, they don't last.
No, they don't.
I remember when I was growing up, Yellow Man and all them things we used to listen to. Yellow Man was slack. And to the raise Yellow Man.
Yeah, we used to listen to. So you were that generation.
That was. I just thought why we don't listen to them, but where are they today?
Exactly. So,
but you want to make it going to last. Huh?
It's a cycle now. So what I like to believe, or what I like to say, is that when the market, or when society is ready for the good music, or I shouldn't say the good music, but the clean music and the show of musicianship, I like to think that I am ready and I am capable for when that time comes. I like to believe that. And I would hope that those doing it now and benefiting from it as it is are also capable that when the tide changes again and the trend is different, that they are capable of maintaining in the different atmosphere where they need to be positive with their lyrics and they need to show the musicianship and they need to be able to elevate. So let's see how it unfolds.
Right. Yeah. So you create bouillon beats yourself, right?
Yeah, I've done that for quite a while.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of music with WCK, a lot of music with Restream, and outside of it with other artists. I work very closely with Roy. I've done stuff with Mikel. The CARICOM Anthem, I did that with Mikel. A lot of hits of WCK as well. Off my head, 767, Best Walk Up with Ra, I Diner, many others.
Okay. Cool. And you also do
a different era, different, yeah.
You also do mix and master?
Yes, I do that as well.
Cool. Do you work with any like of the current bouillon artists?
I do.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, I mean, I wouldn't consider people like Benji the new generation, but I have a close relationship with Benji as an individual artist outside of his band thing. I work closely with Trix, Guada G, quite a few of the artists are featured. MJ on project. A lot of the current artists. So
okay, all right.
I still, I know what it feels like to be the new generation and the older generation kind of not being so welcoming. So I try not to be the one to do it to a next generation. So what I try to do is guide, but I still have to be careful when guiding them that I'm not trying to make them who I am. So they do their thing, they express themselves how they express themselves. They have their formula that works,
right?
And I will advise in between. And if they agree, they agree. If they take it, they take it. If not, then we move on. Yeah.
Who are your musical influences? And not just bouillon music. Like let's say Dominica. Who are your influences in music?
Many. And I will still go out of Dominica as well. But if we start in locally, many from family, like I told you, from parents who don't even play instruments to the musicians I grew up around, like the whole RSB generation, Maxime Powell, Lyndon Lestrade, Dave Kofi, everybody from that whole RSB family. A lot of influence from WCK and First Serenade. I liked I think their rivalry brought the best out of them at the time. So it encouraged them to do better, to put more effort, more time into their production because, it's competition. But outside of Dominica, many other influences from the Calypso side with Sparrow again through my father. Even when you're talking about band music, yes, Burning Flame 17 Plus, Jam Band, Violators. The VI bands had a big influence on me, especially in rhythm programming and so on. So, yeah, so there's a lot. And then even reggae influence, hip hop influence. I just love music, and even the French next door, because I grew up hearing a lot of Zouk music and so on. So, music influences everywhere, and music is a big part of the foundation of who I am today. Because music was always the starting point, and then one thing would lead to another, but it always falls back onto music.
Cool. Now, there are some great musicians in Dominica, I can name, quite a few. Those that stand out to me, like Chobby, Cool, Halibut, Jeff Joe has passed, Gordon Henderson. A lot of our musicians of the past who really blaze a trail, that others could follow. With the quality of music, a lot of them didn't find commercial success, and some of them are actually struggling. Do you think enough has been done to assist and recognize these people's contribution to our culture?
I would say that they try. I mean, in some cases, whether it's by awarding them or just acknowledging their contributions and so on, I cannot tell you that there's a fund for them, because what the kind of rooms that will open out is anybody who was not successful in their field, or anybody who probably didn't go down the right path in their field would feel like somebody owes them something as well. So probably scared of opening that kind of rooms.
I'm not saying any specific group of person. I'm saying as a Dominica as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean the arguments that come out of that is people argue, and I don't want to point fingers, but people argue like, what were some of them doing in the time that it was working out for them? So you get the topic of social security, you get the topic of saving, you get the topic of investments and so on, and how they dealt with what they dealt with. But then in some cases, there was always a lack of knowledge, lack of education.
That's right.
And people got taken advantage of.
That's right.
And it's not their fault that they got taken advantage of. So,
That's right.
So there's that side of the coin as well. So it's like different situations. Yeah. I wish it was different for some people.
Yeah.
No, my question on this too now, why, I mean, like when I look at, I mean, it's a while I've left home. When I look at certain streets in Roseau, that's named after like our British colonizers. When you have guys like Chorby, Ophelia, I think it's fair that something should be named after these people before they close their eyes, because too many times in Dominica, we wait until a legend close their eye to give them their flowers. So why it is that, I mean, there's a lot of little streets, man, like, as I say, Chorby, Ophelia, Holly, but, the people put in gave a lot to Dominica. Why is it? What would it take, though, to name a street or something after them?
Well, I have no defense for that one. I with you 100% on that.
Okay, then thank you.
I don't see the sense either. Yeah.
All right.
Because I guess it's a mentality. We just like that already, and we just keep it so. But you 100% right on that. We name buildings and streets and all those kind of things after colonizers. It makes no sense to me personally.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really. I do, and I come from that generation where I appreciate good music, I think, and I appreciate the pioneers of that music, and like I said, I am not holding any one group responsible, like the government or man. I'm talking about Dominica. I'm talking about business places. I'm talking about community initiatives. I think a lot can be done, to assist these people, because I know for a fact that, like you said correctly, many of them, they were exploited. They didn't know better. They had no sense of business when it came to music, right? And when you hear the stories of these guys, when they go to Guadeloupe and play, because that was the trend. They go to Guadeloupe and play. And when you hear how they were in Guadeloupe living in squalor and getting paid peanuts, so you can understand. Even with that, with those situations, they still produce great music, So I have a very tender spot for this kind of people, and I really think as a whole community, our community, we really need to, recognize them a little better. Man.
Yeah, I mean, other countries do it. People, they take care of their people. They take care of the less fortunate. So I don't want to make it come off like I say in they malto by so they on their own. I don't want to come off as that. So countries do it. You have the less fortunate, they're taken care of by whether it's the government or whether you have special funds or whatever the case may be for that. So it's not impossible.
So let me ask now. So is there anything now in Dominica that you guys have that could educate these young guys to, like, take care of this, because in the long run, because cause what I do is just like I contact you, just a lot of people I call, to sit down with the vibes in, and I'm not going to call any name, and I call an individual to do this program, and he was like, boss, I mean, I'm even shivering saying that the way the man speak to me, he's 72 years old. And the man tell me right now he's outside somebody's house catching Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? To talk to me. And I figure the kind of them man made great music, which they should be millionaires right now. You know what I'm saying? Making that kind of content.
Yeah.
So there's any education on this music thing in Dominica that would like give guys their royalties, because when you look at the term, just because somebody brought it to my attention the other day, the guys who are just playing music, when you're playing for fun. You can enjoy. But you're supposed to see music as a work, you know what I'm saying? And I was taken back when the person said that, oh, they just playing music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people don't even like to use the word playing music. You say you're performing.
You're performing.
You say we're playing music, yeah. Because people say you play music, people feel like it's just
you can enjoy
just
it.
a free up, it's just for fun, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't take it seriously when you describe it like that.
Yeah.
So I was asking, so is anything put in place in Dominica for young musicians?
Attempts have been made.
Freeze up.
Yeah, he freeze up. I think he moved from where he was.
You find people like
wherever you move to, man, you're breaking up bad. You sound like you're stammering now.
Music business. Some of them through Dexia, and so playing that. You remember I 19. Yeah.
Yes.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. You have to say what you said before, because wow. Look like we lost him, man.
Yeah, he's still logged on, but
You should run the 30 mark while you wait.
oh. It's a booyah summer. It's a booyah summer.
You don't know.
Again, this is a brand new one from Fetty Mark and Shasha. Booyah Summer. Just dropped tonight. Brand new. It's on YouTube. So please check it out. Like, share. Booyah Summer.
It's summertime, you don't know. Fetty Makila, give it to them. Temperatures high, I cloud the sky. The days are bright, turning up the Fahrenheit. The summer sun just lingers on. The days are long, always a party going on. Everybody enjoying a happy atmosphere. Booyah music blasting every day, everywhere. It's just a booyah summer.
Good night to the man Wackers. My brother Wackers. What's up, brother? Thank you very much, man. Wackers saying Booyah Summer, big track. Big track. Here we go.
It's summertime, you don't know. Fetty Makila, give it to them. Temperatures high, I cloud the sky. The days are bright, turning up the Fahrenheit. The summer sun just lingers on. The days are long, always a party going on. Everybody enjoying a happy atmosphere. Booyah music blasting every day, everywhere. It's just a booyah summer. la vida loca.
Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer, booyah summer.
Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. Summertime and everybody outside again. Everywhere you go is booyah music playing. No, they really hot like the sun. Ladies in bikini wanna have fun. Everybody raise your hands in the sky. I drink a lot of any. I know your boy will like. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Let the booyah control your body. Everybody wild and crazy. Tell them it's a booyah party. Booyah summer. Everywhere we go is it. Hot rhythm under your feet. Jump up if you feeling it. Way, le, 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 le. Living la vida loca. Living la vida loca. Way, le, 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 le. It's a booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Le, 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 le. Living la vida loca, living la vida loca. Well, le, 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 le. It's a booyah summer, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca.
Yes, bro.
All right, we're back in business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was saying that. Remember, my intention was to do the interview on my laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then to try to get my phone charged because it was dying.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
I was saying that Mark Murray has tried to do workshops relating to music business. So he has done seminars through Dexia and probably other funding. But the complaint is always that you end up preaching to the choir, and those who need to hear the message they are never really present at those workshops. So it becomes a recurring problem.
Oh.
Yeah. But I mean, in the age of technology and the age of the internet, a lot of the information that people need is available at their fingertips. You research once you have the interest, so you try to put yourself in a better position to not get taken advantage of. I mean, there's a world of information at our fingertips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. It's much easier now. You just go online and you do your thing before you had to travel somewhere and to do that
and
stuff.
At the very least, you can, because not everything on the internet is legit or correct, I think, but you can get a starting point at the very least. Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so let's go back to WCK. WCK, you joined in 2000. What you said? 04. 04 was 2004. Was Skinny Banton in the band then?
He wasn't a full-time member at that point in time, but I have worked with him in the band in and out, and to this day we still work together.
Yeah.
Skinny, I would say is one of, if not, well, I don't want to make that claim. I'll say one of the most talented writers in Dominica. It's just next level.
I agree.
I don't want to say the best because people always take offense. But
Right.
One of the best writers that we have in Dominica.
I do agree.
Unique and trend setting in terms of his delivery and so on. You have artists like Bungie Garlin and so on who will credit Skinny for his attempt at coming from the dancehall world and making it in that booyah arena. He inspired a lot of people to do what they do today. People who thought that their voice was not suitable because they didn't have the singing voice and they were more lyricists than singers. And he was able to set that trend. So a lot of respect to him for that.
Even in the calypso business too, the boy bad, man.
Yeah.
But he's unique. He's unique.
Yeah.
He's unique, and I mean, I remember he bringing that type of flavor to the bouillon muffin, and the way he would the way he would chant or whatever you want to call it on the bouillon. That was awesome.
And over time, he developed into a singer that made him more unique, because yes, he was doing the chant like the dancehall thing, but Skinny got to a point where he was doing his melodies and harmonies to whoever else he's singing with and so on, or harmonies to himself in the studio and so on. So he developed over time, but he was really revolutionary, if you want to call it that, at the time.
Absolutely.
So I've had the opportunity to work with him. Projects that jump to mind now is like High Speed, and there were a few others that we did together, and some coming in the future as well.
Yeah, we had him on our program a few months ago. Yeah, very 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 captivating interview, and his personality is he's one of a kind.
Yep.
One of a kind personality. Yeah, but this what they did. And WCK has gone through different transitions. Different vocalists and so forth. I didn't, Fatty Mac?
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he sang with WCK.
Yeah, I was not in the band at the time, but I've worked with most that have gone for WCK.
Yeah.
Most, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was sang
there was
WCK.
a period, probably I think it's post Maria, that he did some stuff with the band.
Yeah.
But it wasn't long lived, but there was that time.
And he's a very special artist.
Another person that's willing to experiment, willing to try different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I learned about him not long, and I check his stuff on YouTube, and I like his music, he sings the way he could harmonize, and I mean he sang a bouillon of you've heard a bouillon song covering a cover of Unbreak My Heart of Tony Braxton.
Mm-hmm.
And that song is kind of hard to sing. I mean, I'm not a singer, but and he sings that in a bouillon and he hits all the notes. I was like, that guy is next level.
Yeah.
Next level.
And that's one thing we're strong at. We have a lot of talent.
Yes, indeed.
And we just have it naturally. And it's not a thing from today. Keith mentioned Chubby and that generation, and many before, many after. Just have it naturally.
Mm-hmm. Let me.
In many cases, without any formal training or anything like that, just have it in them. So bouillon, I can say bouillon is something that's within us. We born with it, and then we just tap into it because it's part of the culture as we grow up. It's just part of us.
Yeah. Let me sway a little bit. Let me ask you a question based upon your position as the chief cultural officer. Mm-hmm. What is your main duty as in that position?
From the broadest sense, I would say it is the preservation, promotion, and development of Dominica's culture. But that is broad. It's
right.
The culture is not just the performing arts. It's not just the music. It's not just the traditional Jingping music and so on. It goes way further than that. It extends to, cuisine, just our way of life, everything that we do. And of course, you have to find the balance between the traditional and the contemporary.
Right.
But at the same time, you must preserve the traditional because the contemporary can basically fend for itself, if you want to put it that way. So while most is being focused on the contemporary because it's now, we are more heavily focused on the preservation aspect. So ensuring that the traditional music, the traditional dances are handed down to the next generation.
Mm-hmm. What do you attribute to the, if you want to call it, the loss of certain, or not the dormant part of the certain part of our culture? And I mean by that is I grew up, you know, like for example during independence, you have the ballet and the quadrille, and I'm from Granby, and Granby was a heavy cultural place, you know, Ariane and
It
the
is, yeah.
ballet and Jamala, and to me this thing has kind of disappeared. I don't see that happening. What do you attribute to that?
I would say evolution. Time has changed. Technology is changing, and people have other interests. People have more things to distract them now, and in some cases, probably we didn't fulfill responsibilities to pass it down, which we are trying to ensure now. But then it's mostly because of evolution, and interests you had back in the day wouldn't be necessarily be the same now. So we have to find ways now to convince, to almost fool, coax young people to be interested in those things. And we do that by using the technology. So we try to have a presence on the platforms that we know that they use, so the social media platforms and so on. We try to have a presence there because that's how we're going to reach them. And we try not to push them away because they're already not interested. You're not going to try to do like you shunning them and tell them that it's not for them, and you're more dictating than guiding. Because that is the easiest way to lose someone's interest in what you do. Just to make them feel like they're not welcome. Already they have so many other distractions. So yes, it's not the same, but there is a presence, and we're trying to I don't want to say modernize it, but we're trying to generate interest in things that they would otherwise not be interested in. And just by being innovative, trying new ideas, you know, we experimented during the COVID times with virtual events, virtual cultural galas, virtual street jump up, all that kind of thing we experimented with. Up the level of our production, introduce new things like the opening of Independence Parade, and just try to keep within the loop, keep them close and educate them, let them know the importance of these things, and let them know that's the foundation and that's the root, and you know the proverb about the tree without the roots and all of that. So we just have to keep pushing.
Yeah.
So is anything being done about the Creole speaking? Because I realize that once Chubby and these guys, I'm afraid that once Chubby and these guys go, that Kada's music is gonna die.
In terms of the Creole speaking, there's a committee who etude Creole as KEC, and their focus is that the preservation of the language. Also, in theory, they say that Creole is going to be or has been introduced in the education curriculum. I would say it leaves a lot to be desired. Let me put it as nicely as I can. Because I feel like sometimes you go to schools and focus is being placed on other foreign languages. So you go to a school and you'd find a grade K is doing French and Spanish. And you'd wonder why not Creole. You know, I even hear about Mandarin being introduced in K and those kind of things at certain schools. So yes, we say that the Creole language is in certain schools, but I would like to see it as something that's an obligation and not really extracurricular. I prefer to think of it that way. And the same applies to visual and performing arts, because all schools are supposed to have a VPA period, but then for different reasons, you would find that that's not happening. So you would find maybe they may not have a teacher skilled in visual and performing arts, so that period becomes utilized for something else, and put it that way. Or you could find that something as, I don't want to say simple, but something like a religious belief of the person in charge of the school would probably deter or deprive a whole school population from engaging in cultural arts, because probably the principal's religious denomination does not support that kind of thing or something like that. So there are plenty of little things plenty of little challenges introducing those things to the school. And I know the Ministry of Education is doing their best, but I can say that there's a lot that needs to be done when it comes to that.
Okay.
All right, there used to be a competition, the NCCU, that kind of thing. What really happened to this competition? Because I think it was something good.
Yeah, well, to go back to your other question about Chubby and them, the music living on when they pass on, that is something serious that we need to look at. And yes, the NCCU competition was a way of nurturing that. And through that, we got people like White Fairy, who people would say is a clone of Chubby, especially his voice,
Yeah.
So, but the challenge remains: how sustainable can it be if the interest is not there? And if the interest is not there, what do you do to generate that interest and make people gravitate towards it? So NCCU, I'm not saying that's the situation, but it could be. Picture NCCU in a situation where they probably hosting that competition every year, and every year is a loss for them. At some point, somebody has to make a business decision. So, it could happen that way as well. So, I mean, Wadix tried, he tried a Kadas festival. I'm not sure how many times he did it. But in the absence of sponsorship or funding on a whole, who's going to take their personal funds and invest into something that probably from the start you can project that is going to make a loss? And just say you're doing it because you want to keep Kadas music alive. It's difficult. Yeah. So
Well,
that's that.
I think there's enough like businesses around town where you could go and ask for funding for sponsorship like early. You wait too late to do that, like a year or two. You're supposed to have that's supposed to be like program. You can't wait maybe like when the time is coming up. I think Dominica have enough places that would pay homage to that. That's just my take. Pay homage to a competition like that because it's good for the culture, man. Because I have a few of the competition, the CDs. That's good. That's good content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's good vibes, man.
Yeah. So probably if you look at it from a marketing perspective too, you still have to ask, is it being pushed so that it is as popular as the mainstream? As the mainstream booyah music and all of that. So it's a lot of little moving parts to the whole thing that you have to consider.
Yeah. Somebody made a point some time ago about archiving or cultural what do you call it? Parts of our culture. So for example, like a museum, we have so many different personalities and instruments and music and drums and things that we could archive and promote, and also not just use as a cultural museum, but also as a tourist attraction. Are there any plans for that, or any focus, any talk about that?
Well, I mean, the National Museum exists. There's the archives department, and even at the cultural division at the Old Mill, we do a lot of digitization of old tapes, video and audio. We have artifacts on display and so on, but it could be done on a much larger scale. And I think a lot of times we don't really see the importance for those things until it's too late. But I mean, we keep preaching, but hopefully fall on the right ears at some point.
Cool. Well, we started with music, and then now we're all into your job. But you see, that's what vibes is like.
But even
that's what vibes is like.
Even the job and culture, music, it still falls back to music being the foundation, because it's through my interest in music that I took the other steps in terms of the education and all of that. And I still find myself, yes, heading a department, but it's still a department of the arts. So it's still right up my alley.
So do you find that you have a difficult job and a two-part question. You think that you getting enough support, enough help for the position you're in and what you're trying to do?
I have, in theory, one of the best jobs ever, one of the best jobs in the world, but it can get very challenging. I mean, anybody would like to do what they love, to develop the industry they love, to preserve the industry they love, and all of that. But it gets challenging when you talk about finances, when you talk about the budget that we have to work with to accomplish what we need to accomplish. It could get very challenging at times. In some ways, you have to be creative to make things happen. Very creative, and besides those challenges, besides the financial aspect, it's also, again, come back to the evolution of the generations and people being interested in those things. Sometimes you feel like it's in vain because you put in the work, but then who's interested, that kind of way. And you have a small circle of people that you try to nurture and try to bring in new people, but that could get really difficult at times.
Yeah. Do you have any ties to Marigot?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because I have a nuisance for, I'm joking, my friend. Hey, Doc. He's like, very smart guy. Big up to the Marigot man. I want to claim Marigot. You know Marigot man.
I not from Marigot, but I have a lot of family. So only Matthews in Marigot are my relatives.
Doc, the man's from Kenfield, okay? Don't try to claim him now.
The Matthews by the Bayside. In Marigot, that's my people.
Yeah. But yeah, it's 10:30. I mean, usually we go till 10 o'clock, but there's such interesting conversations. Sometimes we go a little over time. But we really want to thank you so much for joining us. To impart some knowledge and information to us and to the public. I think it's very beneficial. And I think you're doing a fantastic job with your music and with your job, and I want to wish you all the best. Mm-hmm. And we hopefully, can have you back anytime, to Vibes In. Mm-hmm. And I want to really tell you thank you again and bid you a wonderful evening.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure. Appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out, and in the future we'll do it again for sure.
Yes, man, and keep playing the music. Keep playing the music. Maybe.
For sure. The music is my sanity, Sometimes when you get frustrated, I must run back to the music.
Yes, man.
And my thing is, man, I'm hoping to see a reunion with Rad. That would be so big, man. Yeah, but as Keith say, it's in the hands of the man upstairs. You check.
Yeah, right. It's a big part of my development too as a musician.
Right.
Of getting experience from Roridim to WCK. The whole reason why people know me as Liquor Man is because of Ra. So
very keyboard, little man, very keyboard.
So I mean, there were people from my community who called me that before, but I talking about Ra. Yeah, it's true that. So
yeah, man.
So big respect to that still, yeah.
Yes, I. All right, bro.
All right, man.
Thank you again.
Good night. Yeah, man.
Bless up, man.
Have a blessed week, my brother.
All right. Cool. Yeah, man. Yes, cool, Jack.
Yeah, we have come to another end of Vibes In, and unfortunately, next Monday, things will be, we won't be on. But
yes.
The following Monday, we'll be.
Yes, we will have to take a short
a lot of great artists. We have Ophelia, Gordon Henderson, Janet Azu, Rabbit, Hurricane. Just man, just me. Stuck.
Yes. So before we say goodnight to the people, let's play Bouillon Summer again. Again, this is Bouillon Summer, a hot, brand new track from Fetty Mac and Shasha, the Bouillon princess, my little princess. And again, she'll be performing at Breakfast Fit August 10th in Dominica. And if you're not there, you're gonna miss something great. Bouillon Summer, brand new, just released tonight. It's on YouTube. Please like and share. Share it to your friends. Share it to your family. Share it to the world, because it's that good.
Time you don't know. Fetty Makila, give it to them. Temperatures high, I cloud the sky. The days are bright, turning up the Fahrenheit. The summer sun just lingers on. The days are long, always a party going on. Everybody enjoying a happy atmosphere. Booyah music blasting every day, everywhere. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, crazy. Vida loca, booyah summer, crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. Summertime and everybody outside again. Everywhere you go is booyah music playing. No, they rhythm hot like the sun. Ladies in bikini wanna have fun. Everybody raise your hands in the sky. I drink a lot of Henny. I know your boy will like. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Let the booyah control your body. Everybody wild and crazy. Tell them it's a booyah party. Booyah.
Richo, good night, Richo, over there in Texas. Good evening, brother. Good evening.
Feeling it. Way, le, 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 le. Living la vida loca. Living la vida loca. Way, le, 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 le. It's a booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Le, 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 le. Living la vida loca, living la vida loca. Le, 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 le.
It's a booyah summer. It's a booyah summer.
It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. Turbo charge, give it today. Mass man, give them summertime you don't know. Fetty Makila, give it to them. Temperatures high, I cloud the sky. The days are bright, turning up the Fahrenheit. The summer sun just lingers on. The days are long, always a party going on. Everybody enjoying a happy atmosphere. Booyah music blasting every day, everywhere. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca.
Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer.
Booyah summer. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. Summertime and everybody outside again. Everywhere you go is booyah music playing. No, they rhythm hot like the sun. Ladies in bikini wanna have fun. Everybody raise your hands in the sky. I drink a lot of Henny. I know your boy will like. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Let the booyah control your body. Everybody wild and crazy. Tell them it's a booyah party. Booyah summer. Everywhere we go is it. Hot rhythm under your feet. Jump up if you feeling it. Way, le, 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 le. Living la vida loca. Living la vida loca. Way, le, 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 le. It's a booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Le, 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 le. Living la vida loca, living la vida loca. Well, le, 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 le. It's a booyah summer, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. It's summertime, you don't know. Fetty Makila, give it to them. Temperatures high, I cloud the sky. The days are bright, turning up the Fahrenheit. The summer sun just lingers on. The days are long, always a party going on. Everybody enjoying a happy atmosphere. Booyah music blasting every day, everywhere. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. Summertime and everybody outside again. Everywhere you go is booyah music playing.
Boy.
The rhythm hot like the sun. Ladies in bikini wanna have fun. Everybody raise your hands in the sky. I drink a lot of any. I know your boy will like. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Let the booyah control your body. Everybody wild and crazy. Tell them it's a booyah party. Booyah summer. Everywhere we go is it. Hot rhythm under your feet. Jump up if you feeling it. Way, le, 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 le. Living la vida loca. Living la vida loca. Way, le, 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 le. It's a booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Summertime, it's a booyah summertime, yeah. Le, 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 le. Living la vida loca, living la vida loca. Well, le, 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 le.
It's a booyah summer.
It's a booyah summer. It's just a booyah summer. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. It's a booyah summer. Booyah summer. And we living la vida loca. Crazy, vida loca. Booyah summer. Booyah summer. Crazy, vida loca. Go tell your mama, it's a booyah summer. Turbo charge, it's you, give it to them. Mass man, give them the rhythm. Give them the rhythm. Give it to them. Booyah summer.
Again, this is Booyah Summer, brand new, hot, fresh off the pot. Booyah Summer, Fetty Mark and Shasha. Like, it's on YouTube. Please like and share. Let's do it. Thank you very much, everyone, for another support for our program tonight. Vibes In. We had with us Keith Goddard and Earlson Littleman Matthew. Very interesting program. Again, as Kojak said, we won't be on next Monday, But God willing, the Monday after that, we will be on with another Vibes In with one of our Dominican music personalities. And we'll bring you some more good vibes, good information, getting to know our people and the great work they've done in the field of music and other disciplines. So thank you. Have a wonderful evening. And we will see you again in 2 weeks' time on Vibes In, live on VTJM Radio, and of course on Facebook and YouTube. Have a wonderful evening. King Kojak.
Yeah,
bless up, brother,
good
man.
night, everyone, man. Yeah, bless. Thanks for tuning in. And as we say, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be back.
Yes, I.